well as good, she was also really fun. Anyone who's gotten one of her own birthday gifts or visited one of her Christmases in July know that she just wanted everyone to be happy and have a good time. She had a surprisingly great time in the bouncy castle at Heather's graduation party. She made every occasion special, even making up holiday mascots so that she could give us extra presents. I remember a visit from the Great Top Hat for the 4th of July. We got some very patriotic stuffed dogs from him. Gosh, there's so much to say, and it's so hard. There was so much with her that was wonderful, and I know that everyone here knows that, but it's hard to put it all down in words, because I just think so. I miss being able to hug her. And because she loved me so well and so totally, she will always be with me, and I love you.
It was requested that we sing in the garden that was on friendship we had a lifetime to enjoy. We shared our thoughts, our lives, our kids, the struggles we contend, a bond not even distance could destroy. Creativity was key in all that she would do, from Thanksgiving feasts to boards she made at school. She decorated cakes with love and lots of toppers too, and her summer fun was a frolic in the pool. Generosity was also very big in all she did. She loved to celebrate with gifts and fun. And later, there in Kansas, when friendships were her bid, she made birthday cards for each and every one. Our mom would always praise her vast ability to deal with each and our chip thrown into her way. She had MS and Parkinson's she faced with strength of steel, with a smile almost each and every day. More than any other thing, she loved her kids. It took them 10 long years to have their first. They made her world, they were her world, and key to all she did, and they gave her so much joy her heart could boast. And grandkids, oh, her grandkids, she delighted in each one. Little Shay was just the apple of her eye. And Julie, sweet new baby, full of cuteness, cuddly fun. She'll be with them now on that evening walk. She might have missed the chance to watch them grow here on this earth, but know that now her earthly trials are done. She's with them both with love and care and lots of playful mirth, reaching out from heaven to her children's sons. Robin was the sweetest. Every friend of mine she met expressed that very sentiment to me. She had a way of being, sometimes scattered, yes, but yet always lovely and sweet as a little thing. Robin was my sister and the loveliest of friends. We enjoyed our friendship thoroughly and true. I'm so happy for you, Robin, that your struggle finally ends, and my heart will keep the love I share with you.
Youngest to oldest, the other way around now. But I wanted to share 3 points in time in my relationship with 3 points in time with my relationship with Robin. The first was when I was little and we were roommates, which happened in our family. We switched who we were roommates with from time to time. But when I was roommates with Robin, we were in the room that had a closet in it. And that was just fodder for everything. We could have a store, we could have a play, we could have a yard sale, but this is our entryway, and we had lots and lots of creativity. And I remember when she was young, she used to wish for a flying chair. But this was her dream of the magic that she wanted in life, was a flying chair. I never understood where that idea came from, but it was her idea, and she stuck to it for years. My second point in time is when I went to visit her at school when she was a teacher. And I became a teacher later, but at that time, I didn't realize how hard teaching was, honestly. And I think she was teaching second grade, first or second grade, probably second. And she did the single most amazing presentation that I had seen ever. It was every student in her class at the very beginning of the year reading one sentence of a continuous story. And they were all different levels of ability. But it was like sort of alternating. Some of them could read, some of them could stumble, but they got through it and everyone had a turn. And then she did a follow-up at the end of the year with the same students reading a sentence from a different story, and they were so fluent and so amazing. And she put this on as a video for parents at the end of the school year to say, look where your children came. That takes so much creativity, so much forward planning, so much technology, so much insight into what will make our parents' hearts sing. And she had it all, and she pulled it off because she knew in September that that's what she wanted to do. And as a teacher, that thoughtfulness of where I want to end with remarkable. And finally, I had the privilege of visiting her twice with my husband in Kansas after she moved. I thought when she moved to Kansas City, I would never see her again. Don't go to Kansas, that's not on the way to anything. But somehow I lucked out and I made 2 trips. And what was remarkable to me is that every person in the hallway, every staff, every person I saw knew Robin, was full of stories, and the pictures that were in the elevator featured Robin at different activities. So you look and you think, oh, there she is there she is. And there's 2 different elevators with different pictures, and I used both of them, and she was in both of them. And I just thought, she embraced life here, even at the end. So those are my little stories.
So my mom is Cindy, and she said she wasn't going to come up here, but she did have a memory she wanted to share when she shared a room with Aunt Rob. Anyway, she was saying that, apologize, my mom's handwriting is not the best. So she was saying that her memories of Aunt Robin, most of them were from when they shared a room, and it was one of those that she was constantly reminded that she was not allowed to take up more space than she was allotted. But that the advantages of rooming with Aunt Robin totally outweighed the disadvantages. Because when they were kids, Aunt Robin liked to play school, and she was always the teacher. So this was reminiscent of life to come. But it was very important to my mom because one of her favorite memories of Aunt Robin was that when she was in high school, she had to memorize a section of a book for her senior year. And anybody who knows my mom knows that memory is not one of her strengths. So what this meant was that she was constantly, Aunt Robin was on top of her and her teacher all the time, scolding her and encouraging her not to slack off, that she could finish it. And she actually managed to memorize that whole section of a book and get out of writing her senior paper, which I guess is apparently the moral of the story. If you memorize it, you have to write your senior paper. And that she was actually 4th. She got 4th place. She got 4th place in the competition when she was able to read that. And she said that all of that was thanks to Robin's pushy encouragement. And she was able to achieve it. Oh, I apologize. The reason she didn't want to be in the top 3 is because she would have to go stay in the state, so she didn't want to. So 4th was important.
So, I don't want to nominate Robin for thankless, so I'm going to give you a few stories that are more normal. My first is also, I shared a room with Robin. But when she was 8 and I was 10, she came up to my bedroom one time and asked me to play house with her. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I couldn't be agreeable that day, so I said no. So I walked out of my bedroom, came back in and closed the door, and let him back from work. We discussed day's events and had dinner, and then it was time to go to bed. So we took off our shoes and put them in my bed. And the whole idea of playing house or playing doctors, got a little lesson in anatomy. Decided to start picking off our clothes. But we hadn't planned very well. You see, I lived in a house with 6 other siblings and my mother were there, in addition to Robin and I. And I didn't have a private banquet. This was a banquet I shared with 2 other people, 2 brothers. And secondly, no locks on any of my doors. So I just shut the door, but you understand that having a shut door only means that somebody's going to say, why is the door shut? Nobody ever shut the door in the middle of the day. So it just was a red flag and invitation. So it was about this time, obviously, we got interrupted. And whichever sibling it was, which I have no idea at this point, saw the situation and obviously saw that it was not what should be happening. And immediately went out and calling for more. So sadly, I gave my house came to a rapid close. And we never did get a lesson in that. But, and I don't remember ever getting in trouble for that, or even getting lectured. But I'm not sure, maybe Robin didn't escape that. I'm not sure because we never played house again. So there was obviously something, either we was totally scared out of our minds at that point or something happened. But anyway, it never happened again. So, it was a normal period for him, like anybody else. At least that age. The second thing I want to bring up is Robin always, and many people mentioned, extremely generous and always wanted to entertain. But she and Moyne were definitely challenged when it came to organization and cleanliness in terms of house cleaning and so forth. So she really never had an opportunity until a few years ago, back in 2019, when I retired, and she had just moved into a new house. And at that time, really mess up anything yet. Matter of fact, wasn't even any furniture. She'd been there like a month. Anyway, she decided she was going to throw me a surprise retirement party. And Heather, who always comes through to her to get us some furniture, a rug, and some chairs, table, whatever else she needed. And she pulled it off. We had a nice retirement party. I was very surprised. It was portrayed, I think, as her birthday party or something around that time of year in the fall. Anyway, I had a very nice retirement party. She probably got the invitation. I think maybe the first and last time, but you did get one opportunity to do that, and at least in the way. Anyway, that's 2 stories that say it to it. Look at a normal person.
I never shared a room with Robin. I don't really have a good story to tell. Robin was 4 years younger than I was, so my growing up with her was more of a parent to some degree. That my parents got more and more kids, they turned over parenting to some of her older children. And so one of the things that Robin probably was a participant in is that one year when I came back from college, I think it was, I was trying to get all the younger kids, Robin being one of them, in shape by my method of discipline, which was using a fly swatter. And I remember that year, the only Christmas present I got from my younger siblings, including Martin, was a fly swatter they had made that was very limp. Anyway, that's one of my early memories. I remember Robin mostly as a very small child who I lug around and play with as a older brother. We really didn't run in the same circles when we got older. Basically, I was gone with college or something, or she was growing up in high school. So didn't really have a real connection. I was very blessed recently because Chris and Bob went and visited down in Kansas City just a couple weeks ago. They called on Sunday night, and we had a very nice FaceTime, 15-minute discussion, and turned out to be just 2 days before Robin died, so that was a great blessing just to have that opportunity. But sadly, my close affiliation with Robin was relatively limited throughout my adult years. We were in different parts of the world and didn't really have a whole lot of connection. Usually when I come back to visit her family, Robin was not part of that. She and Wayne weren't totally involved in the family activities, so missed out a lot. Anyway, she was a lot of fun when she was a kid.
That's all of the remaining siblings. So if there's anyone else in the room, family or friend or whatever relationship you had to Robin, feel free to come up and have your words. will commit ourselves to her memory, especially in striving to be so exuberant and engaged in a life of creativity, possibility, fun, family, and faith. All who wish to attend the committal ceremony at the Courant Cemetery should caravan there for a 3:45 interment. And there are small bags of Robin's favorite candies, because she was such a sweet one, out on the table. Please help yourself, and there's cards to write memories. Let's remember how sweet she was and how sweet life can be.